Let's talk about stacks and queues and how to use them in Python. In computer science, stacks and queues are data structures that are optimized to make it inexpensive to remove either the most recently added item or the least recently added item. A queue is often called a FIFO data structure, first in, first out. You can think of a queue as, well, a queue, or a line for Americans like me. The first person to enter a queue will be the first person to reach the front of the queue. And in programming queues, the first item added will be the first item removed. A stack is often called a LIFO data structure, last in, first out. You can think of a stack as like a stack of plates, specifically one of those spring-loaded ones from a self-service lunch counter. The last plate that's added to the top of the stack will be the first plate that's removed from the top of the stack. And in programming stacks, the last item added will be the first item that's removed. But how do these terms apply to Python? Well, you can think of lists as stack-like data structures. Lists are optimized for adding items to the end and removing items from the beginning. If we append a bunch of items to a list one by one, the first item that was added will be the last item that's removed if we call the list pop method. That's last in, first out, which is like a stack. Now, I should note that there's nothing stopping us from inserting an item somewhere else in the list, like at the beginning. And there's nothing stopping us from removing an item from the beginning of the list or any other position. But these operations are not what lists are optimized for. This code inserts new list items repeatedly, 200,000 times, and it takes a few seconds to run. But if we run the same code by appending to the end, our code runs much faster. So if you need a stack-like structure in Python, use a list. But what if you want a queue-like structure? Well, Python's collections module has a deque class that can work like a queue. If we append items to this deque object one by one, items will be added to the right-hand side, that is the end, of our deque. If we then use the popLeft method to repeatedly remove items, the first item that was added will be the first item that was removed. That's first in, first out, which is like a queue. The name deque stands for double-ended queue, meaning a deque object is actually a sort of hybrid structure. They can be used as a stack, used as a queue, or used as both. So we can add items to the right-hand side of our queue, add items to the left-hand side, and remove items from the right-hand side, or remove items from the left-hand side. So if you need a structure that's kind of a mix between a stack and a queue, you can use a deque for that as well. In Python, lists can be efficiently used for stack-like operations. If you need something that acts like a stack, use a list. But if you need something that acts like a queue, use a deque, also known as a double-ended queue from Python's collections module.